Welcome, everyone. Um,
Thank
I'm Steve, and I'm a co-coordinator for the RISE sector for the Charter for Compassion. And RISE stands for Religion, Interfaith, and Spirituality on Earth sector. And we've developed a 3-day series of events for World Interfaith Harmony Week. We'll be sharing stories and spiritual practices to first help us connect with the light within our own hearts, then sharing that light with those around us so that we can manifest faith and hope in these challenging times. We will share a different practice daily so you can build up a spiritual toolkit which you can draw from for support in times to come. We have a different theme each day, and they're based on David Gershon's work, which started with the first Earth run back in 1986, where a torch of peace was passed around the world through 62 countries over the course of 86 days. And his work has since evolved into 7 actions to manifest peace on Earth by the year 2030 through an endeavor called the Peace Games. And I will place a link with more information on that in the chat. So today's theme is empowerment through the heart. And I'll turn this session over to Imam Jamal Rahman, who's our presenter today.
thank you so much, Brother Steve, and thank you to these, what I always say, rectangles of love. I'm actually uh, slightly adapting it from a very wonderful utterance by the 13th century sage named Rumi. Are some of you familiar with Rumi? Great, yes. So Rumi has this wonderful utterance, please come out of the circle of time and enter the circle of love. So I call these rectangles of love. So, my friend, the topic, empowerment through the heart. And so when I think of the word empowerment, uh, being I call myself a Rumi junkie. I love his wonderful poetry about the empowerment of a human being. He has this wonderful, shall I say, insight. He says, you are a ruby, pointing to each one of us. You are a ruby in the midst of granite. How long will you continue to deceive us? For we can see the look in your eyes. So please return to the root of your real self. In our community, we have an interfaith community. People know it by heart. You are a ruby in the midst of granite. How long will you continue to deceive us? For we can see the look in your eyes. So please return to the root of your real self. So I'm a Muslim, very interested in Islamic spirituality, as also the insights and wisdom of other traditions. In the Quran, it says God made the human from water and clay, but then poured the divine breath into the human being. So we are water and clay, but we're also what is called the divine spark, our Christ nature, Buddha nature, Elohim nature, Allah nature, Krishna nature. I was thinking of a contemporary quote, because this might sound very abstract. So I chose Marianne Williamson, the presidential hopeful. And she has a quotation which most people thought it was by Nelson Mandela. So I wrote it down here. She says, Marianne Williams says, our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. You are a child of God. You are a child of God, your playing small does not serve the world. Okay, that's about empowerment. When I think of the word heart, because the topic is empowerment through the heart, I think of a wonderful revelation that came to the Prophet Muhammad in a dream, where God says to all of humanity, divinity, spirit is saying, "O beloved one," says God, "I cannot be contained in the space of the earth. I cannot be contained in the space of the heavens, but I can be contained in the space of the pure, loving heart." I repeat, that's a verse that is very dear to what is called Sufis, spiritual Muslim, the spiritual part of Islam. And this came to Prophet Muhammad in the dream where God says, "O beloved one, I cannot be contained in the space of the earth. I cannot be contained in the space of the heavens, but I can be contained in the space of the pure, loving heart." So this is a great mystery, the greatest of mystery, that divine heart is inside the human heart. The space of the heart is actually infinite. So now the question arises, how do I acquire empowerment through the heart? It is really by opening up my heart, by removing all the veils between human heart and divine heart. You might call them the veils of the ego. So for spiritual people, one half of our work on planet Earth is to become a more complete, developed human being. So the Quran suggests we have to do what is called the inner inconvenient work. If I want to empower myself, which really means to connect with my higher self, my divine spark. So three things the Quran talks about. The first one is we have to transform our ego, remove those veils between human heart and divine heart. And so Islamic mystics would say, Rumi might say, Hafiz, Sadi, Rabia, they will say it's about transforming the ego from a commanding master into a personal assistant. Transforming the ego from a commanding master into a personal assistant. And that's a lot of work. And the Quran mentions 3 stages, but that's not all. Then we have to, what the Quran says, purify the heart. Purify the heart. And the Quran goes on to say, when you have an evil thought, you do something which is very unworthy, something wrong, this creates a rust. The Quran says it creates a rust on the heart. You get separated from your real self, your higher self. And then Prophet Muhammad said, for every rust, there is a polish. And the polish for the rust of the heart is remembrance of God. So mystics said this is really about using God's solvents to polish the heart. Patience, truth-telling, love, compassion, forgiveness, generosity, to polish the heart. Not easy. Again, Rumi, who says, Jamal, if you get irritated by every rub, how will the mirror of your heart ever be polished? If you get irritated by every rub, how will the mirror of your heart ever be polished? So when I polish my heart, the mystics say it becomes like a polished mirror, and we take it to God. It reflects the face of Allah, the God of all of humanity. It reflects the face of Allah in it. You feel what Hafiz, that 14th century mystic, says, the glow of presence. So that's purifying the heart. And the Quran says you got to go on. See, you transform the ego, you purify the heart, and then the Quran says, open your heart. Break open your heart. And how do you do that? There are many ways. One very important way we avoid is embracing not only our 10,000 joys of life, but also our 10,000 sorrows of life. The Quran says all feelings are sacred. Don't avoid, don't deny your difficult feelings. They're begging to be acknowledged, to be healed, to be integrated. You know, Carl Jung, who studied many Eastern traditions, he would say, would you once in your life have the courage and the grace to kiss the demons and dragons within you? That is how they turn into a prince or princess. So there are a lot of techniques in Islamic mysticism. One technique is called sacred holding. You really acknowledge, embrace with compassion, with love for yourself, your difficult feelings. Allow your heart to open up. Of course, all the mystics say, remember this: don't run towards pain and suffering, just don't run away from them. I repeat, don't run towards pain and suffering, just don't run away from them. You know, I go back to Rumi, who really practiced this technique. He would say, take a pickaxe and break open your stony heart. The heart's matrix is glutted with rubies. Springs of laughter are buried in your chest. Take a pickaxe and break open your stony heart. The heart's matrix is glutted with rubies. Springs of laughter are buried in your chest. So we have got to do this work of opening up the heart by embracing our joys and our sorrows. And again, that important insight, don't run towards difficult feelings, just don't run away from it. Okay, what else can we say about acquiring empowerment through the heart in dealing with others? Well, the heart knows that the divine spark is not only in me, but in everybody, regardless of my religion, my culture, my race, my nationality. So the mystics say, when dealing with an adversary, an enemy, take the right action. Protect yourself. Don't allow yourself to be abused. But as you take the right action, they say, please, we beg you, do not keep this person's essence or being out of your heart. I am angry at their behavior. Their behavior might be unacceptable, but their being, their essence, is Christ nature, Buddha nature, Allah nature, Elohim nature. Take the right action. But as you take the right action, keep that discernment, that differentiation in your mind and heart. And just keeping that differentiation, discernment in my mind and heart as I take the right action, the mystics say, has the power to shift heaven and earth. So can I just be aware of that? Okay, just a couple of other points. Empowerment to the heart means I have to be of service to God's creation, to the other, to the animals, to planet Earth. Again, the mystics in Islam say, be a lamp, a lifeboat, or a ladder to others. Be a lamp, a lifeboat, or a ladder to others. You know, I'm a Bengali. I'm from Bangladesh. There's a Bengali poet named Tagore, the first Asian to win the Nobel Prize in literature. And he had a wonderful insight about service. He said, or he wrote, I slept and dreamt life was joy. I awoke and found life was service. I served, and lo, service was joy. I slept and dreamt life was joy. I awoke and found life was service. I served, and lo, service was joy. This is in all the traditions. If you read the Book of Joy by Desmond Tutu and Dalai Lama, they say, you have no idea of the joy your soul feels when you are of authentic service to God's creation. And the Quran says, be of service to all of God's creation. There's a wonderful verse in the Quran that says, animals are communities like your own. So can I be aware of preventing harm to animals in zoos, in all the cruel experiments in the laboratories? Because animals are communities just like your own. One last point, which is a very big insight today, Mother Earth. I'm talking about planetary degradation, the need for earth care. So I'll end with that wonderful quote by Prophet Muhammad and a verse in the Quran. Well, let me start with the verse in the Quran. The verse in the Quran says, very powerful verse. It says, God is saying in the Quran, the creation of the heavens and the earth is a greater matter than the creation of humanity. But man understands not. Therefore, says the Quran, walk humbly upon the earth. Walk softly upon the earth. For you cannot grow in stature like the mountains or rent asunder the earth. And Prophet Muhammad said, the earth is like your mother. Honor her, protect her. So let me end with that. Empowerment to the heart, if I really understand this, because the heart understands this. The earth is like your mother. Honor her, protect her. Okay, I'll be quiet now. Just allow what I have said, whatever resonates for you, as Rumi might say, to splash in your being. Just ask yourself, what's splashed in my heart? Just be with it a few moments, and in a few moments, I shall do a meditation that embodies all that I have said. But just take a few seconds to allow it to perfume your heart. Okay, my friends, let's do a meditation that embodies some of the insights I mentioned. Just sit comfortably wherever you are, and then close your eyes. For a few moments, focus on the nostril and simply be present with the in-breath and the out-breath. Being present with the breath. Any thought, any image that wants to come in, don't resist that. Allow it in, but also gently allow it to leave and bring the attention back to the nostril, simply present with the in-breath and the out-breath. Okay, eyes still closed, letting go of this. And this time, please focus on the lowest part of the spine, the sacrum area, and make an intention. Intention equals action in the subtle realms, to send forth a beautiful cord of divine light, any color, a beautiful cord of divine light flowing from the sacrum area, going down, way down, deep, deep, deep into Mother Earth, connecting us to the womb of Mother Earth. And we feeling grounded, rooted, centered. And now letting go of that, this time focusing on the crown of the head, the crown chakra, you might say, a wheel-like opening in the crown of the head. And this time, make an intention to pour a beautiful, radiant cord of light, any color, flowing from the crown chakra, going upwards, upwards, higher, higher, even higher, piercing those mysterious realms and connecting us to the heart of heaven. Feel that, please. Connected to the realms of mystery, heart of heaven. And now becoming aware that we are perfectly poised between earth and heaven, grounded, rooted in the womb of Mother Earth, and connected to the realms of mystery. Beautifully poised, centered. And now let go of this. And this time, focus on the heart, the physical heart. Our heart has been yearning, aching, thirsting to connect with us. If it works for you, put one hand or both hands over the heart and feel the heart. Become conscious of the heart, which has been yearning to bond with us. And through the heart, listening to this beautiful revelation where God says, "Beloved one, I cannot be contained in the space of the earth. I cannot be contained in the space of the heavens, but I can be contained in the space of the pure, loving heart." Just be with that mystery that divine heart is inside human heart. That's the biggest mystery of all, say many mystics. The divine heart is inside human heart. The space inside the human heart is actually infinite, boundless. Just be with this mystery, and for a few moments, connect with that mysterious beat, the rhythm of the heart that keeps us alive. Connecting with the beat, the rhythm of the heart. And becoming aware of this mysterious wisdom that the space of the heart is actually infinite. Within human heart is also divine heart. And now the mystics say, plant some words of beauty inside this infinite space. The mystics have a suggestion. Can I focus on my heart where the space is infinite and say some words like, I love you. I love you. If that feels awkward, please help me to love you. But please say it with feeling. sincerity, persistence. One can never overdo this. I love you. Please help me to love you. Say it again and again and again. And you can add other words. Thank you. Thank you. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. You can continue with your words. Please help me. Please help me. I need help. I surrender to you. I need help. Anything else you want to say, but unabashedly, with feeling. Plant those words in this mysterious, infinite space again and again and again and again. We can never overdo this. I love you. Please help me to love you. Thank you. I am so grateful. Please help me. I surrender to you. Anything else you want to say? I'll be quiet now. Keep saying it again and again and again. I love you. Please help me to love you. Thank you. I am so grateful. Please help me. Please help me. I need help. I surrender to you. As we keep saying those words, a most beautiful, divine vibration filled with blessings, love, healing, empowerment, transformation is going from our tongue into the mouth, into the throat, deep into the chest, even deeper, into the heart, even deeper into what is called the hidden, and then even deeper into the hidden of the hidden, amazingly, astonishingly blessing us, loving us, healing us, empowering us, transforming us. And now become very still, more still deeply, and let go of anything you're saying, becoming within quiet and still, deeply still, being open to the glow of presence. And now, as I do a chant, this is from the Quran, the invocation which opens virtually all of the chapters of the Quran, in the name of God who is boundlessly compassionate, infinitely merciful. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. One more time. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. The complete translation is, In the name of God, who is boundlessly compassionate, infinitely merciful, there is no God but God, meaning it's all one. It's all one. And gently, taking your time, opening your eyes. Take your time, please. And ever so gently coming fully into awareness. So, my friends, that was the first part of our presentation. The second part of what we're about to do is to go into small groups. So, besides Brother Steve, who's our host, who will put us into groups, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 6. So, maybe we can break out into 2 breakout rooms, 3 each. But before that, I want you to ponder on these questions that Brother Steve has so meticulously outlined for us. The first one is, oh, have you already got them there? Let's see. Oh, yeah. The first one is, what does empowerment to the heart mean for you? What does empowerment to the heart mean for you? That was the first question. And just be with that for a few seconds. What does empowerment mean for you? Through the heart. What does empowerment mean for you? I'll be quiet. Just be with that. Okay, the second question was, what can you do to embrace empowerment internally? What can you do to embrace empowerment internally? Just be with that. So I asked myself, Brother Jamal, what can I do to embrace in this empowerment to the heart internally, within myself? There's a second one. So I'll be quiet, just be with that for a few moments. Okay, third question was, what keeps you from embracing empowerment? What are some obstacles, inhibitions I put myself in the way of embracing empowerment? What keeps you from embracing empowerment? And the last one, number 4, was, what can you do to express this empowerment, heart empowerment, in the world? Brother Jamal, I tell myself, what can you do to express this empowerment through the heart in the world? So let me repeat those questions. The 4 questions. What does empowerment through the heart mean for you? What can you do to embrace empowerment internally? What keeps you from embracing empowerment? What can you do to express this heart empowerment to the heart in the world? So very soon, Brother Steve will put us into breakout rooms, maybe of 3 each. Let us introduce ourselves to the other, and then go through these rounds, maybe a minute or 2 each for each of these questions. And I think we have about 20 minutes for the entire program. Or you can choose any one or two that you like, and let's discuss, let's articulate, what do these questions mean for us? So Brother Steve, I don't know, I'm seeing something else on the screen here.
Right. So I put a slide with the questions up as people ponder the questions.
But I don't see the, oh, okay. I don't see the question.
You don't see them?
No.
Does anyone see the 4 questions on their screen?
No.
No? Okay. No
We
wonders
don't-
of
we don't-
technology. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
don't worry. So we don't need that. Maybe we can
Okay.
put that away.
Yeah. What?
By the way, my name is spelled wrong. Rahman. I like, okay. It's Rahman, R-A-H-M. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. You're
So
seeing a different, I'm sorry. You're seeing a different screen.
yes, totally. Different.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
There it
here we
is.
That's
are.
better.
Wonderful,
Okay.
Yeah.
wonderful,
I'm
wonderful,
sorry.
wonderful, wonderful.
It's obviously a little too early for me.
No, this is
Nice
great.
graphic too, Steve.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful background. Terrific.
Mhm.
So, just to let you know also, when Brother Steve puts us into the breakout rooms, a sign comes up, join, and we press the join to go into the breakout rooms. So any questions about this breakout rooms of about, I guess, about 20 minutes?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
almost
Anyway,
20 minutes and
yeah. So we'll introduce ourselves, then we'll go through those questions, and we'll make sure everybody has a round. We'll just have fun discussing.
So
Okay.
just add joy.
Beg your pardon?
Just add joy.
Add joy, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Joy and delight. That's wonderful, wonderful. Terrific. Oh, we have also Sister Merida is back. Welcome, welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you.
So shall we have then 2 breakout rooms, Brother Steve?
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
One will have 4 people in it, but I think
Yeah, that's great. We'll introduce
that would be-
ourselves. We'll
Yeah.
answer some of those questions. And like my friends are saying, we'll have fun and joy and delight.
yes, indeed.
Wonderful.
And then let me see here. Okay. Just a moment. I'm adjusting the time that we have in the breakout rooms.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. And if something happens,
We shall pray then.
yes.
So
Right.
somebody
yeah.
else is joining. Just a
Yes.
minute.
Oh, wow. Maybe we should, let's see.
Maybe you can repeat what we meant to do in the breakout room
Yes, yes, yes.
in the meantime.
And there is Brother Alex is there. Welcome. Where are you from, Alex? Where are you located?
I'm from Uganda.
Oh,
Greetings.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Welcome, welcome. And there is Chaplain Durkin. Chaplain, where are you located? You're muted. Anyway, welcome. Yeah, there's.
I'm in St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Nancy,
Me
you're
too.
part of.
Nancy.
Oh, terrific. So Nancy's also from St. Augustine. Terrific. So we're just about to go into these breakout rooms. And I think there'll be groups of 3s, probably 3s or 4. Yeah. Once you go in the breakout rooms, we have those 4 questions that you're asked to ponder on, reflect on, and we'll take turns answering them briefly. We have a total of 20 minutes. And for those who just came in, the question number 1 is, what does empowerment mean for you? Number 2 is, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
These should show up in the chat also.
Oh,
with
it'll show up in the chat. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
If you can put them in again, because I think those that came in late might see it.
Oh, might not see
Like
it.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just repeat. What does empowerment through the heart mean for you? That's number 1. Number 2 was, what can you do to embrace empowerment internally?
I'm here to help. Get to know Siri.
And number, I couldn't hear that. What is that?
That was somebody's Siri.
Oh, I see. And number 3 was, what keeps you from embracing empowerment? What keeps you? What are the obstacles, inhibitions that you put yourself from embracing empowerment? Number 4 was, what can you do to express heart empowerment in the world? What can you do to express this empowerment in the world? So those questions we'll ponder on, and by reflecting on them, we'll change the world in the next 20 minutes. Okay, Brother Steve, we are ready for breaking into those breakout rooms.
Okay, so for some reason, yeah, after you signed in, Chaplain Durkin, For some reason, it didn't quite assign you into a breakout room, so let me try this
You
again.
can do that.
We can individually move her, I think.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Ah, there we go. Okay. All right, here you go.
Okay. Yeah. Look, don't forget to press join.
Thank
Right.
you.
Join.
And okay, very good.
So is this a group? This is the group we've had before, right? Yeah. So are we waiting for anybody else? It's not. Yeah. So
No, Chaplain Durkin apologized because she actually
okay,
just
okay.
found the link quickly,
Uh-huh.
but she has a medical appointment. So she
Oh,
says,
okay.
I'll go in and see what it's about. So she's going to come to the rest of the meetings.
Okay.
I would like to apologize, but in my head, we were on for an hour and I have a commitment at noon Eastern time, so I only have about 5 more minutes to share.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Nancy, we'll put you on first on the spot. This part now is about anything you want to say. The plenary session, any questions, any comments, something which came up. We're all rectangles of love. We can all give feedback or be quiet. Anything you want to say,
Yes.
Nancy.
Thank you for that invitation and thank you for being here. I must say that one of my top books of 2023 was The Sacred Laughter of the Sufis.
Oh my
So-
goodness. Nancy, what great taste you have.
Yeah.
I read it and then I went on to purchase it for a number of people who I thought would find it also valuable.
Nancy,
reading
I should
material.
pay you a commission. I should be more generous, more gracious.
You are being so generous and gracious. And we picked at our hearts. We took that and we opened them up and we all had a wonderful conversation in our small group. And I'll just briefly say that the empowerment of the heart to me means unleashing the boundless love that has been given to me so generously. And it's exciting and intimidating at the same time. And someone in our group said we have to reach deep. And for me, mine isn't always bubbling over enthusiasm that I've tried to constrain because for me, a situation that keeps me from embracing that empowerment has always been my own insecurities and my concern that my ego was stepping in, and I never wanted it to be about me. And I'm just now really learning that through my self-compassion studies and my expansion of my knowledge about what compassion can be, that I can go forward more publicly as a person who's not speaking for myself, but speaking from the love that comes when I do break open my heart. So it's such an exciting journey to be on, and I'm immensely grateful to have been able to share this time. God willing, I'll get to be back with you again tomorrow, right?
Terrific. Terrific.
Yes.
Well,
Wonderful.
thank you for being allowing yourself to be vulnerable and for your exquisite sharing, Nancy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Indeed.
And I learned this from the book too, to put my hand on my heart.
Heart. Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Mhm.
You're a shining example of actually practicing what other people preach or say, but you're doing the hard work. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
Practice makes perfect.
That's right. Thank you
Boy,
again,
do I
Nancy.
need to practice more.
We all do.
Yes, yes, we all do. Anybody else wants to share any insight? Yes. Oh, bye-bye. Yeah.
I was saying, yeah, bye to Nancy.
Yes,
Since
bye,
Bye,
Nancy.
Nancy.
Bye,
Thank
Nancy.
you all. I'm
Thank
sorry I
you.
need to leave, but
Thank
I'm already
you.
looking forward to tomorrow.
Okay.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye.
Well, this is kind of a little off the subject, but I would highly recommend if you can go see the movie Origin.
Origin?
Origin. It's about the
Oh.
journey of Isabel Wilkerson to write the book Caste, about how the world
Oh,
people in caste, and it is a phenomenal, powerful movie, and it's in theaters right now where I am. I don't know about you, but it may be leaving in a week, so be sure and try to see
That's
it.
the book.
Oh.
Yes, the book. It's the journey of writing the book, and the movie is fantastic.
Okay.
okay. Thank
Don't
you.
miss it. Don't miss it.
Origin. Okay. Thank you.
Origin.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Yeah. Lovely.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to say, one of the things that you said that really struck me was, now my mind just went blank, was, transforming the ego from the master to the assistant.
Right. Yeah, yes, yes,
Oh.
yes.
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 That was very
Powerful.
powerful for me.
Oh, thank you so much, Robin. And that's a daily, hourly work to continuously, the Sufis will say to do this through compassionate self-witnessing. It has to be through compassion, because otherwise I will avoid and deny it. But if it melts, it opens up if we do it with mercy and gentleness. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing the work. It means I'm doing it with gentleness, little by little, but persistently, and with gentle, compassionate self-witnessing. Then that shining the light of awareness on the foibles of the ego will enable me to transform it from a commanding master into a personal assistant. Hard work.
Yes.
But thank you. I also love that. Can I transform the ego from a commanding master into a personal assistant?
That's great.
Beautiful. I answered the questions together with Chaplain Durkin, and we came up with so what does empowerment mean for us? And to me, I added in the word belief. To me, it's the belief that one can do something, or one can become part of the change, or help in the change or the transformation of the world to a better place. That was that's what empowerment meant to me. And to her, it meant it was having the confidence
Okay.
to know that she can do, that
Yes.
she can make a change. So I like they were like synonyms,
Yes.
belief and confidence.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think Steve had then added trust, because I had a conversation with Steve, if I'm allowed to say that. So it
Yeah.
was like the synonyms of what empowerment
Yes.
felt for us. So it's really beautiful.
Beautiful. So, Merit, if I may add to that, then for me, it also means that you mentioned trust, Steve mentioned trust, then maybe also having faith in something higher than human personality.
Yeah.
Having faith and that means that'll give me hope. If I have faith, that'll give me hope. And oh my goodness, we all need hope.
Yeah.
All need
Yes,
hope.
we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
On that subject, I will defer to Brother Alex, who has so much faith in Jesus, given his story of his life, being an orphan, then now being a nurse, wanting to serve other people, being a pastor. Tell us something about your story, because you're a very humble man, I know, Alex, but it's good for us to be inspired by your story.
Thank you. And my story started way 20 years ago when I was in school, and there was always wars in the Great Lakes, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, in Rwanda, in Burundi, in Sudan, and God chose my country, Uganda, and in that provision, my country, Uganda, is always the host to the refugees. So when I graduated as a nurse, I really chose to serve the poor, the most vulnerable, because I used to see trucks carrying mothers, young children crying, and they were always on transit going to the refugee camp. So I told God that if I complete nursing course, I really would like to serve these most vulnerable people. And that's why we formed a community clinic, Bethel United Community Clinic. And we have also a community church where we meet, and I'm also one of the pastors. So what we do in the community clinic, we actually serve children first because they get the infections very fast and then they die fast. So we have actually concentrated our efforts on treating children, and adults can be treated in other areas. So I find compassion in giving my service to the most vulnerable because it is a God's calling. And today I discovered that when you prepare your heart, from Brother Jamal, who was teaching us that when you prepare your heart, then once your heart is free, once your heart is relieved, you are able to share your heart, your God-given love. You can share it with the suffering. So I have really learned a lot in this session. Thank you.
We have learned a lot from your real life experience, which is, I love that saying, move from a knowledge of the tongue to a knowledge of the heart. And what you have shared is knowledge of the heart. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Alex.
Any other insights, questions for this rectangles of love and rectangles of wisdom here?
I remembered a time when I didn't feel empowered at all. And so the next question was, what can you do to embrace empowerment more? Which also then the answer leads into what keeps us from feeling empowered, no? Was the self-criticism and criticism from others. And that kind of puts us down if we take it too seriously. And so we don't feel empowered. And the amount of work I had to do took me years to be able to feel somewhat empowered, to be able to make that change and transformation in myself and with others. So
Wow.
that's what I talked about. And it was a gradual thing because there was a time when I felt so non-ness, so incapable. So what would the other words be for like the opposite of feeling empowered? No, so impoverished somehow.
Weird.
So weak.
Yeah. Wow, that's a
So
beautiful journey. Wow.
so the building up of that is, and it took a lot of self-work, and it took a lot of finding groups, with whom I could slowly begin to build upon that environment. So that was also really a nice insight to the theme of today.
Well, that's so inspiring, that story. And for me, it reminds me of that wonderful saying in all the traditions, do this work little by little by little, but then there comes a time it leads to a quantum jump.
Yeah.
Then again, little by little. My problem is I want the quantum jump, but not the little by little by little. So fantastic. Thank you for sharing. I do want to say one point for me that really changed my life. There's a wonderful saying in the East, whose ever approval you seek, you become their prisoner. Whose ever approval you seek, you become their prisoner. It's not a question of good or bad. It's just a question, it's just an insight, a wisdom of the created world. So my parents really impressed on me that wonderful Eastern insight. Jamal, whosever approval you seek, you become their prisoner. Not a question of good or bad. It's a question of the world, the created world. So Jamal, whose approval are you seeking? So there's a Sufi antidote to that. The answer to that is, therefore, Jamal, choose your jailers with care and deliberation. Choose your jailers with care and deliberation. Who are you choosing? Is it Uncle Harry? It's okay if it's Uncle Harry. It could be God. It could be truth. It could be a divine trait. That has really, like you said, Merida, that helped me a lot.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because I was a
I choose compassion.
Beg your pardon?
I choose compassion as my
Yes,
jailer
yes,
now.
yes, yes. Be a
That's a
servant
good
of
one.
compassion, seeking approval for the great, lovely.
Mm.
Thank you, Dad. Yeah. Thank you.
Any comments? Any other insights before we bring it to a close?
So when Meredith came back out of her breakout room early, she gave me a chance to go through the questions and we shared back and forth. And in terms of addressing what can I do to embrace empowerment in the world, the first thing that came to me was having a loving community around me who is also empowered. Because when I am around people who are not feeling empowered,
Yes.
then that can drag me down. So the more I can have people who embrace their own empowerment around me, the more I feel empowered.
Lovely. I love it. I wrote it down. Community. Yes, yes.
Yeah, community.
Yeah. Circle of love, circle of trust. Whenever I love poetry. I love metaphors. So as I said, I'm a Rumi fanatic. So I love Rumi's verse, a wall standing alone is useless. A wall standing alone is useless. Add to it other walls, it can support a roof, even a granite. Then it goes on to say, only when ink joins with a pen, can the blank paper say something. Only when ink joins with a pen can the blank paper say something. So this idea of community, of like-minded community, that you have to choose carefully, by the way, that circle of love can really change one's life. Change one's life. It strikes me, Alex, that from the little bit of videos I've seen, you have a wonderful community. And that makes a huge difference. Having that circle in my life makes all the difference, especially a spiritual community. You see, the wonderful saying, even prophets needed companions. Even prophets needed companions. If prophets needed companions, so does Brother Jamal definitely need companions. And I would say spiritual companions. And Prophet Muhammad had this wonderful saying. He said, you must always have community, but a spiritual community is very important. And his words were, Jamal, your spiritual practices are only as good as those of your closest friends. Your spiritual practices are only as good as those of your closest friends. Therefore, choose your friends wisely. Choose your friends wisely. I study different traditions, and all of them have the same gateway. They say a person who is a real member of your community has to pass 3 gateways. Number 1, there is love between you and that person or persons. The first gateway is love. The second gateway is trust. There has to be trust, because without trust, one cannot be vulnerable. And without vulnerability, there is no real community. And the third one is a love of truth and living the truth, whatever that means. Like the Buddha said, he was asked, how do you define a community? Among other things, he said, find friends who love the truth. Find friends who love the truth. So number 3 is finding someone or some members who really love the truth and live the truth. Anyway, that was very important for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And it's 8:30 now, so our time together is drawn to a close. Does anyone, so I see Merida's talking. I was thinking we'd be kicked out of Zoom at 8:30, but we might have just a, no? Okay, all right. Does anyone have any last words before we close our community of love and compassion?
Well, I want to express my deepest gratitude to these wonderful rectangles of love. You know, there's a Sufi saying that the character of a wali means friend of God. The character of a wali is based on nothing more than graciousness and generosity. So I thank these wonderful walis, friends of God, for your graciousness and your generosity. Thank you.
You.
Yes, and
Thank
thank you
you.
all.
Thank you.
And I also want to apologize. I will not be able to come tomorrow or the next few days until the faith one. You know, I'm tending to someone who is in hospice, and I need to be very aware and alert and in correspondence. So I'll be missing some of them, but I apologize for that. But it's
We'll
for
see you.
cause.
We will see you at the faith one then. That's
That-
beautiful.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
Bless-
I just posted in the chat the themes for the next 6 days. So tomorrow our theme is oneness, and it'll be finding oneness through our relationship with Mother Earth. And I'll be leading that group. And where I'm coming from is if we don't have a relationship with the earth that we walk on, how can we be in relationship with those that walk with us? So we're all walking on the earth. We're all children of God, but we're also children of the earth, and we're children of the source. So it'll be my meditation will be a grounding exercise that I'd like to share with those of you who join us, and I hope you all can. And tell your friends.
Yeah.
So thank you
The
all.
more the merrier.
Yes, more the merrier.
Mhm. Lovely.
So glad you were able to join us
Thank you
today.
so much.
Blessings.
See you tomorrow at the same time then.
Yes.
All right.